Video we're simply going to be practicing factoring, and I encourage you before I do any of these problems to pause the video and try each and every one of the problems yourself, and if you get stuck you can resume the video and watch me do it. So let's start with the first one. So we have x squared plus 4x plus 3, and we want to factor this into two different quantities that yield the same expression as we multiply it. So we're going to use the x method. So we put the c value on top, in this case it's 3. We put the coefficient of the term with just x on the bottom, which in this case is 4. And we look for two numbers that when multiplied yield 3 and when added yield 4. So in this case, well, those two numbers have to be 1 and 3. 1 times 3 is 3 and 1 plus 3 is 4. So those are our two factors. So we can rewrite it as x plus 1 times x plus 3. And we are done. And I encourage you to check your answer every time to see if you get the same expression. So the way you can check your answer is to multiply it out and to see if you get the same thing, which you should. If you don't, you did something wrong, and you gotta check your x method. So let's do that on this first one. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 1 times x is x, or 1x, and then 1 times 3 is 3. So as we simplify, we see that we get x squared plus 4x plus 3. And that indeed is the same exact thing as up here. Alright, let's try one more. So let's say we have, let's say we have x squared plus 6x minus 7. Okay, let's see if that works. All right, so we're gonna put the negative 7 on top. We put the coefficient of the term with the x next to it on the bottom. In this case, it's 6. We look for two numbers that, when multiplied, yield 7 or negative 7, and when added, yield 6. So let's see. So the first number would be 7, and the second number would be negative 1. So if you multiply 7 and negative 1, you're going to get negative 7. And I can do these quickly, but if it might take you some time, so don't worry that if this took you a little bit longer than what it just took me, because this is kind of an art that you master as you do these problems over and over again. So you get much quicker with simply practicing. So let's go back to it. So 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. And then if you add these two, 7 plus negative 1, which is the same thing as 7 minus 1, you get 6. So these two work. So our factors are x plus 7 times x minus 1. And I encourage you to multiply this out to see if you get the same thing here.